Well, it's a good week for winners, especially for the Buffalo Bills, the favorites to win it all, take care of business against the Rams, last year's champs. Justin Herbert and the Chargers getting the dub in that AFC West over the Raiders. Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes putting us on notice. They still got it. Oh, in Minnesota. And Kirk Cousins giving Aaron Rodgers and the Packers a reality check. But wait a minute, there's always one. There's always one. Cleveland happy. Browns get it done over the revenge game with Baker Mayfield. Everything was good for my guy, John Breech, in those Week 1 picks until Cade York kicked that 58-yard field goal with 8 seconds left in his NFL debut, lifting the Browns to a 26-24 win over the Panthers. That lone one is the only one that did not hit in the opening week, and everything else was Gucci until we got to that game. Joining me now, John Breech, checking in this AMHQ. And look, you can't be too upset. It was a 4-1 record, Week 1. I mean, you have to be feeling good, right?
Well, you know what? No, I want to go 5-0 every week, Baylor. I want to go undefeated. We've been talking about this Caribbean trip for 2 years. 5-0 is going to happen this week.
Yeah, that's right. We have been talking about it. So maybe you can hit this week with these picks starting here for Week 2. Let's start with the Commanders at Lions at 2.5. I think you like Washington here.
Yeah, I don't know if Carson Wentz took a time machine back to 2017 and hung out with his self from 5 years ago last week before this game, but Carson Wentz actually looked good in Week 1. Yes, he definitely made a couple full Carson Wentz mistakes. He threw a few interceptions, but 313 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 of those in the fourth quarter. He already looks like he has a lot of chemistry with Curtis Samuel, with Terry McLaurin. And I think that Carson Wentz is going to be able to dice up this Lions secondary. And so when I saw that the Commanders were an underdog in this game, I decided I had to pounce on that right now. So not only do I like the Commanders to cover the point spread here, but I also like to pull off the upset.
All right, like Commander Carson there, plus 2.5 there against the Lions. We'll see how that pans out there. Division play, Colts at Jags. Indy, 4-point favorites here.
Yeah, so obviously I should be staying far, far away from this game. We all saw what happened to the Colts in Jacksonville in the season finale last year. They have lost 7 straight to Jacksonville in Jacksonville. It is an ugly situation there. But you know what? I actually expected the Colts to struggle a little bit in Week 1. I didn't think Matt Ryan was going to go in there and be his former MVP self. It looked like he was starting to get comfortable running that offense as the game went on, which is why they were able to come back from a 20-3 deficit. I think the Colts are the far more talented team. I think Matt Ryan's going to be a lot more comfortable in the offense this week. I think they're going to end the 7-year losing streak in Jacksonville, and I think the Indianapolis Colts are going to cover the 4 points, probably win this by a touchdown, so I like Indy here.
It's hard to believe the Colts have not won in Jacksonville in 7 years. I mean, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. You're right on that one. You hit on that one. How about the Cardinals and Raiders here? You had the Cardinals losing one to KC. They got dropped on 44 points here. The Raiders, by the way, just narrowly by the Chargers there. What's your play in this one?
Yeah, I rode the anti-Cardinals bandwagon last week. I guess I'm going to stay on it. Why not? Because it's literally the same reasons that I picked against them last week that I'm going to pick against them this week. I think the offense is going to struggle. I think this game is going to turn into a shootout, and I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to keep up. We saw Arizona's defense struggle to slow down Kansas City. Well, guess what, Arizona? Things are not going to get any easier this week. Now you have to stop Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. Now, Derek Carr may not put up as big numbers as Patrick Mahomes did, but I still think the Raiders are going to be able to score at will, and I think they cover the 5.5 in this game.
Scoring at will, that is something the Cowboys cannot do on Sunday night. Kind of hurt my heart. The Bengals, I can give you the pick here, but I want you to tell me what you're playing this one.
Well, you know what? I was thinking about picking the Bengals if Dak Prescott was under center. So now that it's going to be Cooper Rush, I was expecting Cincinnati maybe be favored by double digits in this game. Yes, I know they struggled a little bit in Week 1, but unless Joe Burrow turns the ball over 5 times for the second week in a row, I have to think the Bengals are going to blow out the Cowboys. They're 0-1. They're not in a good spot. This is an important game to them, so they're not going to overlook Dallas just because the Cowboys have a backup quarterback in there. I expect Joe Burrow to make up for last week, throw a few touchdown passes, and I think the Bengals are absolutely going to roll in Dallas. One quick note, when Dak Prescott got hurt 2 years ago in their first game without him, they lost 38-10. So this team, when they don't have Dak, they struggle. I love the Bengals in this one to cover the 7 points.
It's going to be very bad. I can just tell you that now. I've seen this in the past as a Cowboys fan. Monday night, part of the doubleheader, you got the Vikings visiting Philly there. Minnesota, maybe you could say the NFC North champs for right now after 1 week, but what's your play here?
Yeah, for the second week in a row, the Vikings are an underdog, even though I might think they're the better team in the game. Look, I wasn't exactly impressed with the Vikings. I was wowed by them. I was amazed. I know that Kirk Cousins has historically struggled on Monday night. He's 2-9 all time. Both wins are against the Bears, so I'm not even sure you can count those. But he looks so comfortable running that offense. He looks so comfortable working with Kevin O'Connell, which is not something he did when he had Mike Zimmer as his coach, because those two did not get along. Justin Jefferson is a superstar, and even if you try to stop him, they have Dalvin Cook back there. The Vikings just have so many weapons. I love their offense. I think for the second week in a row, we see them pull off an upset. So I like the Vikings to shock the Eagles on Monday night in Philly.
So what you just gave me here, is that 5-0? Is that a perfect week here in week 2? Is that what we're doing?
5-0, Baylor. Write it down.
All right. Cabo, here we come. As always, John Breech laid it out there with those picks. I want to take and recap a little bit what he just said. Taking Commander Carson there, the +2.5 over the lines. The Colts there, maybe a 7-year drought is over against the Jags, and then taking Vegas, the Bengals, and the Vikings there, +1.5 against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.